What's up? We are on the way to day 3 of Comic-Con. We're heading in. It's nearly 9 o'clock, but priority doesn't start until 10. I need to get in to go to the photo op location for about 20 past 10 because my group session starts at 10:30. Because I'm going to meet Tom Hiddleston. Oh, it's not sinking in.
Nico made Danky, I have a tail.
You have a tail.
I have a tail.
Oh, this cloak. Oh, I feel so powerful with this cloak. Okay, let's go.
Bye.
Saw that last week, still not recovered from it. We are at the convention. We're in Costa because it's not open yet, but that's where I gotta go. This headpiece is so lethal. It's just from wearing it on the underground, but I've got a hot drink now to help soothe my throat so I can actually talk to Tom when I meet him. Gonna go get in the queue for the photo op now. I'm absolutely losing it. I'm freaking out. It's nearly my turn. I don't know how to. Nervous laughter.
Very good.
Oh, thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. I got my picture. I'm losing my mind. He's really tall. He said, as soon as I walked up to him, he said, "You look fantastic." I was like, oh my god, thank you. And then I told him what pose I wanted. We posed, we took the photo, and then I left. Like, you hardly get to say anything, but I already knew that was going to be the case. So, but I'm very happy. Very happy. Okay, have I recovered? No, it's not sinking in, but it is. It was so quick that it's really hard to kind of like process it. Like, I hardly got to say anything to him. He said more than I did. He's really tall. Like, that's the one thing I took away from it. Like, I knew he was tall, but like, he was fully having to look down at me. Yeah, I'm just having a look around by myself. I need some time to myself, I think. I'm keeping an eye on the queue for Daredevil panel. I think maybe like after 1 o'clock it might start, because that's when the event on the main stage before it starts, so that's when people might start being able to queue. So I'll keep an eye on it. That means I have like an hour. I'll eat at some point, but I'm just gonna walk around for a little bit. Okay, update. Let's day. I'm sat in a random hall, like in the corridor, just by myself. I've just eaten some lunch. I'm gonna film a couple TikToks and then go and explore. I find it hilarious that I can't put lipstick on. Like, I can do this, but I can't do lipstick. I don't know how that happened, but I'm gonna be wearing a mask walking around anyway, so. Yeah, okay, I ended up running into some friends. Some of my cosplay group I ran into, and then I ran into Max, who I used to work with, and I chatted with them for a bit. Went and looked at the main stage, and I think people might be queuing up for Daredevil now, but it's not many. So I'm gonna see what the queue's like for the official Comic-Con store. If it isn't too long, I'll get something here. If it is, or after I get something, I will go back and see if I can queue for Daredevil, because there isn't really anything else I need to do, so I'll happily just sit in a line for over an hour, because I can at least then get a really good view for the Daredevil panel. Merch has been acquired, the queue wasn't that long. I mostly just wanted to buy something for the bag, because I put my photo with Tom Hiddleston in there, because I was having to carry it around by itself, and I really didn't like doing that, so it's now safe and sound in a bag. They didn't have the t-shirt I wanted, they've sold out, but I just got a different Loki t-shirt, so that's fine. K-pop random dance is currently happening, but I did it Friday, and priority right now is Daredevil. I'm probably just gonna go and wait over there until the queue starts, if it hasn't already started. I'm in the queue for Daredevil. We've got like over an hour, so I'm just gonna chill. I'm in, and I got in the 3rd row right in the center. Oh, this is really good.
River Wine. Make some noise for your moderator, everybody!
Fox and Deborah and woo!
Hi guys.
It's good to see you guys. You had a nice time so far. Has it been a good weekend, Deborah?
Yeah, it's been great. We had dinner last night and talked for like 4 hours about the meaning of life. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's special for us as well because we haven't seen each other since, you know, pre-pandemic, and so it's lovely to be in a room with all the fans again, with all you guys, and each other. You know, it's very special. So thank you for having us.
It's nice to actually meet fans and not just read comments online. Like, what does that mean to you, Deborah?
Who's reading comments online? Not me.
That is dangerous territory. The size of this convention means that I can take like 3 to 5 minutes to have a little conversation and get to know somebody and look in their eyes, and that's really nice to feel that, you know, as an actor on film and TV, especially if you do theater like Charlie and I do, you miss that connection with an audience. So this is where we get to make that up.
You know, the thing that's been special about this con for me is that enough time has passed now since the show came out that you know, when I would meet people during that period and they were very excited and the show meant a lot to them, that was great. But now it's like it's stood the test of time, and people are still rewatching it and they're going back to it, and they've now got their mums to watch it and stuff like, you know what I mean? And that, you know, that kind of almost means a bit more because it's still reaching people and it's still affecting people, and they're still you know, we still have a great, I mean, look at this, we have an amazing fan.
Amazing, look at
Very
that.
special. Looking back, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. There was a moment in, you know, when I was getting ready for the role, I was in New York and my days were full with work, you know, accent work and martial arts and in the gym and just reading comics as much as possible. And I was on the subway waiting for the subway to come, the tube. And this guy came up to me, and I had, you know, we hadn't even started filming yet, but he knew me because I'd been cast, and that I'd never had that experience before. Like someone recognised me before I'd even shot anything, and he asked me about the suit. You know, he said, "Can you just tell me what the suit's like?" And I made a joke. I went, "It's great. It's green." And the look of horror on this guy's face. But you know, it was like you know, over the next kind of 6 months as we shot the show and then the show came out, it kind of slowly dawned on me, you know, how impactful these characters are, you know. And we were talking last night, we realized that we met, the first time we ever met was on a rooftop, which is kind of apt for the show.
Yeah.
So I was filming a scene with Rosario, and they brought, Deborah just flown in,
Yep.
and they brought her to the rooftop, and we had our first meeting on the top of a roof in New York City.
By the way, here's the person you're going to work with for the next 3 years.
I love that. I want to
We thought about it so much, and we have lots of ideas, and we were both open to each other's ideas.
Yeah.
Those scenes, you know, were some of the best in the whole series.
I love that. Oh, you guys.
I know, we're adorable, really. So.
Adorbs, totes, adorbs, as the kids would say.
Riddles.
Do you love
He
riddles?
really loves riddles, and he knows a lot of really good ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like you know what we mean by a riddle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do love. Okay. It's annoying. Deborah's already given away. I was going to say Deborah's a super nerd, but
If you didn't know
she's
that
already
already.
said that. God, I don't know.
Favorite food? Favorite color? No. She's not
Favorite colour? We're in our 30s.
What is your second favorite animal, Charlie Cox?
My second.
Not your
favourite
first favorite, your second favorite.
animal. A dog.
Is your second favorite.
Bear is my favourite.
That is an excellent choice of first favorite animal.
I wanted to ask about Vincent.
Where I witnessed him do something, and I learned so much from that one particular moment, and I've actually taken it and used it many times since. It's kind of a long, boring story, but effectively, you know, when you're doing a scene and you have a long speech, you know, because I come from theatre, my thinking tells me that I have to do the speech from start to finish, every take. And Vincent had this really amazing speech in season 2, in a scene where him and I are in prison together. Well, he's in prison and I visit him. And he said to when the camera turned around on him, he said to the director, keep the camera rolling, don't stop, even if I seem to have stopped, just keep going. And then he started the speech, and then he stopped halfway through, and he went back to the beginning, and then he picked it up halfway through, and then he walked away from the camera, and he, you know, kind of like got himself, I don't know, allowed the feelings to kind of swell, and then he came back and he started again, and he jumped in, and he went right to the end, and he was going all over the place. And my job in that moment was just to stay with him. So whatever he came to, because I'm not on camera, right? Just be there for him. But as a result, you know, by the end, he'd got such an amazing variation of performance, but he was able to use the energy. So if he got to the end of a speech, he was all fired up, and then he went back to the beginning, and then it's a whole different feeling, it's a whole different speech. And he you know, that's something that I would never have thought to have done before having worked with him. So.
It gives the editor now their own artistic sort of place within that now, because they get to look at this incredible range of material and put their part of the story in as they make their choices.
Yeah, I really honed in on the bend this believe stuff, and read that over, and I reread all of it every season. You know, I just found that tonally it was right in the pocket with what we were trying to do. And not that we couldn't draw upon, you know, other stuff. And obviously for season 2, we had Elektra come in, so I was reading a lot of Frank Miller's stuff and all of that. But yeah, the Bend This Believe was really, you know, you know, and also just literally the ink work and the colors felt like they were in keeping with what our DP was doing. You know what I mean? And that just made it all the more richer.
What about you, Deborah?
Yeah, I think
I also played table tennis occasionally with Alex Maleev, which is pretty cool.
that helps get you in the mood. I think for me, yes. I mean, I read all of the runs that they recommended. I read a lot of things that were sort of Karen specific. But what I appreciated is that we actually did rewrite and bring Karen a bit more into the modern day. So while again, I wanted to pay homage to what had come before, I thought it was important that she be of now and not necessarily only a supporting character, but have her own agency and her own dreams and fears. So I was really glad, and I think the wonderful thing about comic book fans.
Spiders stick to walls.
Yeah, never heard of him.
Heard of him? You know, he likes the colour red. But I know you can't say anything, or you and it is what it is. But if you were to bring your character back, or if your character came back, where would you like to see him go? How would you like to see him develop?
Yeah, great question. The funny thing, you know, you can't say anything, and also all of the guys I've met this weekend, no one's actually asked me. They've just said, "I know." So I'm like, fine, good, then great.
That's quite intimidating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, look, a lot of time has passed, so you know, God knows if anything can happen for us in the future. I really don't know, and you know, obviously, if something were to happen, that would be thrilling, but because enough time has passed, you know, it would. I imagine it would have to be a kind of reimagining, and assuming they choose to use us.
Yes.
It would be an interesting scenario because it would be a reimagining, but with the same foundation. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what it would look like. I know that there's so many great storylines to tell. We never really got into the bullseye stuff. You know, there's an unfinished history with Karen and Matt that we got to almost get there in season 2.
Nelson Murdoch MP.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That is the future.
There's a lot of stuff that we'd like to, loose ends we'd like to tie up. But, having said all of that, I'm really proud of what we did. And we ended on a high. And I'd rather that than just because there is a huge fan base to run it into the ground and end up kind of, we've made 60 plus hours. And at some point, you start to run out of ideas. Everyone does, and what you don't want to do is suddenly end up with a fourth bad season that didn't really work, and too much time passed, and everyone's like, Charlie Cox is in his 60s now. Why is he playing it? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
When you hit past your mid-30s.
Yeah.
Everything hurts.
Sometimes I get out of bed, I'm like, is that the bed or is that my bones making noise?
Oh my god, me and my husband are very noisy in the morning for all the wrong reasons. Just getting out of bed like.
Can I just say one other thing?
Yes.
On top of all of that, I also want a massive shout out to the Save Daredevil people. For those of you who don't know, there's a wonderful group of people who wear red t-shirts called Save Daredevil, and they paid for a billboard in Times Square to try and get our show back, and it means the world to us that we have you guys and that fan base and that support. So. I did a play with Tom Hiddleston in 2019. And after the show, every night after the show, Tom would say, "Oh, I saw some Save Daredevil t-shirts out there tonight."
Well, he's lovely. We spoke to him yesterday. Also very tall, but I'm very short.
I mean, I'm a sports fan. I watch.
Sports nerd.
Yeah, I love games though. Like I love board games, and my daughter is just getting to the age where she can play games with me. And I'm like, it's funny because I'm like the dad that I'm like, should we play a board game? Rather than being hounded by her to play, I'm like, should we play? So we've just started playing Guess Who. Do you remember Guess Who?
Yes.
Yeah, and we play a card game called Crazy 8. But there's I'm like, I can't wait to do like the Monopolies and the Pictionaries, and also I've got such a great source of knowledge from great board games over here that I've never heard of.
I have lots to send him.
Yes.
Someone during Daredevil introduced me to Exploding Kittens.
That's such a good game. Oh my god. Okay. Yes. Topical. Charlie.
Karen Page.
Nice. If you could have any superpower in real life.
Electra.
Fine. Frank Castle. In real life.
Play Dungeons and Dragons once in your life. Everyone is welcome. Come play D&D.
Charlie, what about you?
Oh, just thank you. I don't know. Thank you. We're so grateful to you guys. We don't have the words, but we're here because of you. So God bless you all, and thank you for sticking with us.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Okay, we're going to start with this side because.
Where shows that I'm watching, WandaVision, Loki, Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier, they're so brilliant, and they've been completely reimagined. Loki just blew my mind. I couldn't believe how interesting and different that was, and so I would be interested to see what they want to do with it. You know what I mean? Why not hear them out?
Thank you very much for your question.
First of all, massive shout out to Phil Silvera, all of the stunt coordinators on the show, and particularly to Chris Brewster, who is my stunt double, who just did unbelievable work on that show. Because I didn't really have the training, but I really wanted to be involved as much as possible, and because D&D doesn't have any superpowers per se, we focused on him being a bit of a kind of a brawler, so a lot of fists, a lot of just getting stuck in, and then I would leave Chris to do the big flips and kicks and stuff like that, and I just do as much as I could. I don't know the names of all the stuff that we did, because I didn't really have time to learn it, but it was, often it would just be a case of getting on set. Chris would show me what they'd worked out, and I'd try and learn it as quickly as possible.
I think it's the first time I told you what happened to my brother, what happened, all of that. Anyways, it's such a turning point in their relationship. I've been so mad at you up until that point, and it's like a moment of vulnerability and opening, and I felt like that was exciting for me, and that's what I had looked forward to if we had continued, is where can their relationship go now that they've finally been honest with one another. So that's a standout moment for me. I loved that scene.
Yeah. You know, I actually don't think I've seen this scene, but we did a scene in an Indian restaurant with the fairy lights.
Yeah.
And I don't actually remember the content of the scene, actually. I don't remember what we talked about, but I remember it was like the first real date. And it was such a lovely evening, and it was such a beautiful little New York restaurant, and so that's a highlight for me. I remember enjoying that.
That's a real place too.
That's
you
a real
can go
place,
there. Yeah.
We should go there.
We should go there.
Thank you very much. Are you free guy?
What was it?
It was Eldon.
Yeah.
Eldon had a line. They would often give fun little old-timey quips and things. So he had to say something. I don't remember again the actual line.
He had a line, and all three of us were in the shot.
Yeah.
And it's something like he had to say freshest fish, and he couldn't do it. And it got to the point where as we got close to his line, we would start laughing. And I think maybe 45 minutes to an hour of trying to get this one line out, because he couldn't say it.
And people I know who know that story and then watched it said that you can see us looking away. It's SNL.
It got to the point on the day where it wasn't fun. The crew were not laughing.
It wasn't funny anymore.
It was like past lunch break, and we still couldn't do it because he couldn't say these two words.
Thank you.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you.
And I do apologise.
Thank you so much for coming.
I wanted to make this city something better.
Panel is done. That was really good. I love Charlie Cox and Deborah so much. They're so lovely and they're so cute. They're such good friends. It's so cute seeing them together. They mentioned Daredevil potentially being in Spider-Man. They didn't confirm it, but they didn't deny it either. So it's obviously very interesting. I'm curious. I still have hope after that panel. They didn't completely shut it down. So. Okay, I have no idea where anyone is. There isn't really anything else I want to do. I'm gonna walk through the duels one more time, just in case. And then after that, I'll make my way outside and see if people are out there. There's less than 2 hours until Comic-Con actually finishes. Whoa, that Doc Ock cosplay is so cool. There's a really cool Doc Ock cosplay. He's got the arms and everything. That's sick. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at stools and then go outside. Okay, I got a solid 2 minutes of fresh air. There's nothing exciting happening outside. So I think because there's literally not that long left, I'm just gonna go around everywhere and just have a look around one last time. Because I have no idea when the others are going home. So I'll just do my own thing until I hear from them probably. Tom Hiddleston is doing autographs right now. Okay, I've literally had a walk around the whole convention and now I'm really tired. It closes in half an hour, there's not that long left, so I'm going to try and find everyone and then I assume we'll go home soon. Some event going on the main stage. Oh, my voice is going. It's getting worse because when I'm by myself, I talk to myself, so I actually talk more when I'm alone than when I'm with people. I don't think that's how it's supposed to work, but there's still people queuing up for autographs of Tom. They're not going to finish before the end of the convention. damn, Tom's gonna have to do overtime. Today's actually been really nice because I've basically been by myself the whole day, which I think has been good for me because the whole socializing and the fact that I still have to socialize after con because I'm staying with friends, it is very socially draining, and I was struggling by the end of yesterday. So I think having today by myself to do things alone have definitely helped, and I do enjoy doing stuff alone. So it's been a good little solo quiet day. Not really quiet, I met some HIDDLESTON, but like, you know. But yeah, I'll go find people now. I'm actually like sad that this is going to be the end of Comic-Con. Like, I really enjoyed it, and I don't know when I'm going to next be able to do it because I'm moving country in a few months. So it could be like a one-off experience for me. So I don't want to leave, but I'm also really tired and like ready to leave, but I don't want to leave. But it's been good. Con is done, we're heading back now. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday morning. I'm on my way to the underground to head to the Palace Theatre where I am meeting Nicola and Chloe because Comic-Con's now done. I stayed one last night at Joy's, and I was woken up this morning by them all jumping on my blow-up mattress on top of me, and then we had a cuddle session, and then I just got ready and stuff, and I've now left because Nicola and Chloe are both currently on trains on the way to London. And we've made the Palace Theatre our meeting point. This is kind of near everywhere we want to go. Don't know if I'm actually emotionally prepared to see the Palace Theatre again, since I was there literally just a week ago to see the reopening show, and I have been head empty, nothing but Cursed Child in my mind ever since. I am still very emotional from that experience. Very excited to spend today with Nicola and Chloe. Going to do a bunch of stuff. We've got a hotel tonight, which the hotel we're staying in tonight is the hotel I would have stayed in if I had to stay in a hotel for Comic-Con, because I had it booked and then I cancelled it when I knew I was staying at Joy's, but I'm ending up there anyway, which is kind of funny, but it's only for one night and it's much cheaper when you split it between 3 people rather than booking it yourself. Yeah, we're gonna stay there, and then I know Nicola needs to leave really early in the morning tomorrow, but I don't know if me and Chloe will stay longer and do some other stuff. Oh, I have lots of bags still in my suitcase, and my bag is definitely heavier than I remember it being. Also, I woke up this morning to an email with my digital JPEG copy of my photo with Tom Hiddleston. For some reason it didn't scan my ticket properly, and I was never sent the JPEG like I was meant to be, because you're meant to get it like as soon as you finish meeting him, and I never got it, and I didn't realise that I was meant to have had it until like after the convention ended. And then I was like stressing the whole way back to Joy's, trying to like figure out if I could get it or not. And I ended up like contacting the company, and then they managed to reply and were like, send us the code on your image and we'll get it sent to you. And I emailed them the code, and of course they don't reply again. But I woke up to it this morning and it's a very nice photo. I'm very happy. It's already my Facebook profile picture. I will post it elsewhere at some point as well. So yeah, I got that. Everything's good. Let's go see Nicola and Chloe. Oh, that picks up speed quickly. It does. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
this looks utterly terrifying.
No.
Oh no, it's like the drop in a
I've
roller
never
coaster.
done it this way round before. I always go the other way. So I've never done this drop down.
You can't actually see where it's going.
No.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Do you still not like it?
It still tastes like alcohol. This is some A+ vlog content right now. Sup, we're at Waterloo, getting ready to go home. We haven't done anything today. Nicola had to leave earliest for her train. And then Corey and I went down and got breakfast at the Travelodge. Now we're back here at Waterloo. My train is first at 12:05. Oh, platform 10, okay, that's down there. And then Chloe's got her train at like 20 past, I think. So yeah, we're just heading home today. And then I've got work for the next 2 days. As for what we did, it was just a super chill day yesterday. We met up. McDonald's opposite the Palace Theatre, and then we went to some shops, and then we went to the hotel, and then we went on the cable cars because I never got to do the cable cars. So we went on the cable cars, and then we went to the Korean barbecue and had Korean barbecue. It was very good. And then came back to the hotel, drank soju, did face masks, and just chilled. And it was really good. And now it is time to go home. Okay guys, we made it to the outro. This has been a very long vlog, perhaps my longest vlog ever if you add all 3 parts together. It was a very eventful few days. Ooh, I don't even know what to say now for the outro. I think I pretty much explained everything that I got up to in the vlog itself, so I don't really need to go over what I did. Overall, Comic-Con was so much fun. It was what I expected from a convention, but it was also different at the same time. But I don't know what I expected, and I don't know why some of it was different to what I expected. It was just, I don't know, it was interesting. Like, it was amazing. Like, I had so much fun. It was so good, and it was everything I could have asked for and better. I got to experience like a lot of things with cosplay, and then I got to go to panels and do a photo op and stuff. So like, I think I managed to like have a little bit of an experience from all sorts of parts of the convention, because this is probably going to be the only convention that I go to for quite a while now, as I'm moving to South Korea in February, which is kind of crazy. I don't know what the extent of conventions is over there. Maybe they have Comic-Con over there. If they do, I guess perhaps we'll be going to some conventions in Korea, but if not, I don't know when I'll next get to go to a convention, especially one in England, since once I move there, I'm there until I decide to move back. So I just went all out for this con. It was my first ever con, and also, you know, the only one for a long time. So I went all out. Did I need priority for every day? Yes and no. Like, I went in for priority every day, and some days did end up getting a bit long because of it. So like, I don't think you need priority. If I hadn't done any panels or anything, I wouldn't have needed priority. In the end, my priority came in handy because it meant I was able to get closer to the front for the Loki panel, since I was able to get there sooner, and it meant I could do my Tom Hiddleston photo op earlier on in the day, so then I was able to go to Daredevil later on the Sunday. If I hadn't had priority, my photo op would have been later in the day, and perhaps I would have missed the Daredevil panel. So I think because of that, priority was definitely worth it. But if there aren't any panels or anything, then it isn't. However, I think if I was to go to Comic-Con in London again, I would get priority every day, because when you buy the tickets, you don't actually know what guests are going to be there and what panels there will be. So I think I would just get priority to be on the safe side. And it's like, if you have priority, you don't have to go in that early. Obviously you did pay for it, but it isn't too much more expensive. So like, you know, if you wanted to miss going in for priority one of the days or something, you definitely could. I'm definitely glad I got priority, at least for this experience. It was a lot. I did actually end up getting overwhelmed a few times, especially Saturday. I ended up getting very overwhelmed when we got back after the Saturday, because I think that's when everything kind of hit me. It had been the longest day of Comic-Con. I'd gotten up at like 5 a.m. I got there so early, and then I'd done so much with so many different people, and I'd seen the Loki cast, and that kind of also made it sink in that I was meeting Tom Hiddleston the following day, and it all kind of hit me. So I did end up in tears after the Saturday, but my cosplay friends looked after me and took good care of me, so all was well. And I think I just got overwhelmed, but then it was fine on the Sunday since I was mostly by myself that day, and I actually really enjoyed being by myself. I got to experience it with friends and experience it by myself, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, like, this was a different convention experience to previous years since it was the pandemic. I don't know if it is busier. You know, I don't think they sold as many tickets, but it still seemed very busy on the Saturday at least. Friday was pretty much dead. It was very, very quiet on the Friday. So I don't know like how my experience differs because of the pandemic, since I never experienced a convention beforehand. There's a lot of like things to think about and take into account, but like overall, I had the most amazing time, and I want to say thank you to everyone who was involved with my trip to Comic-Con for making it so amazing. Thank you, Joy, for letting me stay at your place and saving me all that money on a hotel. Thank you to all of the friends who I stayed with, who took good care of me, and I had a lot of fun. And it was very, very reassuring having you guys there, since it was my first ever convention. If I had been by myself completely, I would have been very, very stressed, and it definitely took a whole weight off my shoulders having you guys there to go to whenever I was lost or not sure what to do. So I thank you very much. All my cosplay friends who I saw and met, hung out with at the convention, I had the most amazing time with all of you. Thank you for making it so special. Thank you, Tom Hiddleston, my guy. He definitely doesn't remember me and definitely won't see this, but I've now met Tom Hiddleston, so I can tick that off the bucket list. I have now got a shelf. The lighting's really bad, but I can show you got my signed posters by Tom Holland and John Watts, a photo of me and Tom Holland, and then I've got my picture with Tom Hiddleston here. I've got my wristbands from Comic-Con here. I've got my Comic-Con bag behind the sign. That's a signed Halsey photo. Oh, and then on the shelf here, I've got my Loki lanyard and all my Comic-Con tickets. And this, by the way, is the t-shirt that I got. It's a size extra large. It was the smallest size they had left. Some advice: if you want to buy merch, don't go on the Sunday, go on the Friday or the Saturday. Otherwise they'll be sold out of everything. But I like this t-shirt. I just wanted to get a t-shirt since I tend to collect t-shirts, and they had Loki ones, so yeah. So yeah, that was the vlog of Comic-Con. Also thank you to Nicola and Chloe. Had a lot of fun seeing you guys for the day that we hung out. That was a lot of fun. I didn't vlog too much of that because that was a last minute planned thing for us to say goodbye to Nicola, because Nicola is currently in South Korea right now. She's quarantining as we speak in her new apartment there, which is beyond exciting. So we got to say goodbye to her, and that was really lovely. And I had a lot of fun with those guys as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. I don't think so. That was this vlog. Wow, I mean, you've just watched part 3, but I hope you saw the first 2 parts as well and you enjoyed them all and stuff. It was a lot of fun. The Loki panel was really interesting. I loved the Daredevil panel as well. We still don't know if he's going to be in Spider-Man. I have hope that Charlie will be in Spider-Man as Matt Murdock, hopefully, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna go see Spider-Man No Way Home as soon as it comes out, and we can hope. I feel like I'm gonna end up, like, if he is in it, so obviously it's the big question of, like, are Toby and Andrew in it as the other Spider-Man, and is Charlie Cox in it as Matt Murdock? And I'm not gonna lie, if all 3 of those people are in it, I will be more excited over Charlie Cox than I will be over Toby and Andrew. I'm very emotionally attached to Matthew Murdock, okay? I miss that show so much. That's been this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I will go to Comic-Con again one day. We'll have to see. If you want to see any more of my cosplays and stuff, check out my TikTok and my cosplay Instagram. My next vlog video is the concert that I went to see JLS, and then I went to see Heathers the Musical the day after. So that'll be the next vlog that goes up. There might be another video in between, we'll see how it goes. Okay, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Goodbye.